And welcome once again to another fantastic episode of Constructing New Walden City. My name is Dr. Wasabi, and the sun is shining on a new day in Walden City. We are not in the city, as previous episodes have seen. We're actually in the outskirts of the city limits, if not outside the city limits, in and of themselves. Now, the reason for that is because we've done a lot of city work, we've done loads of stuff, we've done cinemas, we've done highways, we've done everything under the sun over there. I just felt like I want to give some extra love to the other areas because I think they've been a bit neglected, so to speak. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this space over here in general is where we're going to be focusing most of the episode on, and what we're actually going to be building is a church. Now you may be thinking, oh, a church, Wasabi, oh, that's so boring, and sometimes I would actually agree with you, but what we are going to be doing is a church in a new style. I'm thinking either Art Deco or Atom Punk. I'm looking for something that is very similar to the cathedral from Fallout 1. It's a really unique design, I think. It's very Atom Punk, it's very retro, and I think it looks really unique, which I think this space kind of deserves a unique kind of looking church. It is in the Spore map after all, and I kind of want it to be a very unique impression when you kind of walk into it and have a general distinction that this is not an ordinary church. And perhaps that could fit into the story of the build. I don't know. Let's see. You know, the possibilities are endless. Now over here is going to be the church cemetery. Now, of course, this is a lot bigger than the church. So I'm going to be focusing this in a few months. I'm thinking perhaps when Halloween rolls around. That isn't guaranteed, but hopefully I should be able to put in a spooky episode over here. Obviously it's not October now, that's in a few months, so we'll kind of keep this resting for a bit, but for now this is where we are going to build. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get some blocks together, and I'll meet you back at the church. Okay, we are back. We're a bit closer to the ground this time. So what I'm thinking is there should be some sort of tower over here. Now, not just, I think the tower should be the centerpiece. I think, perhaps, maybe. Again, with a lot of these builds, it's kind of, you know, you kind of have to work with what's been handed to you and the kind of terrain. Obviously, you may be wondering, Wasabi, you made the terrain. Why are you making that assumption? Well, sometimes I like to give myself a challenge, which is what keeps me on my toes, essentially. Because I think for a builder, you kind of, it's very important not to stagnate into one build style. Like, I want to challenge myself, make new builds, make new interesting concepts, and obviously concept design is part of that process. So this is what we're doing here, just getting out the layout and seeing what we can do. So if I stretch this out to one more block surrounding, like so. So I'm thinking that this will be a little room where the actual door will be, and there'll be a way to get into the tower from the inside of the building. Now, if we do something like this, where the tower isn't completely separated from the building. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we do that like that. Now, I think these are where the pillars are going to be. I think. I'll tell you what, we'll do the pillars afterwards, because I think it's very important to actually kind of be able to expand the build if you need to. So what could we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, yeah, okay. We'll put in the foundations for the windows, because then then it spaces it out, so to speak. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And then what we can do is have it go one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And then have it go around, like so. So 1, 2, 3. And then have it go there. 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, I think I might have it where it goes an extra 6 blocks just for like the main window, because I think I want this to be The main room's going to here, and then there's a big hall where the actual seats and everything goes. And my word, it's the sun's gone down. Let me go to sleep. There we go. There we go. Right, so that is the center of the build. I think we should be able to, yeah, we can recreate it if we do it like that. Yeah, that's good. 3, 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. And then that should be everything. Is that too close to the other beach? Nah, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. Do excuse the noise outside. I think my dog's barking because my brother's leaving for lessons or something like that. Right. Oh, that doesn't line up. I tell you what. We can leave that in. Think of it as uneven uniqueness. And that's something I just made up just to excuse that uneven edge. Right. Let's see if we go like that and that. And just following the pillars like so. Over here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. We have our church. Now ooh. Okay, again, this is why we do concept design. Everything changes at the start. It's just deciding the shape and going where to build next. So I'm going to finish things up with this design, and then I'll be right back with you in a moment. Okay, folks, we are back. Now, I've made a few modifications to the design in and of itself. I've shortened up the length of it, so it's a bit more stout, a bit more portly, so to speak. But it contains that essence of size, because I really want this building to go up in height, because it is a church. These things really do emphasize ramps up to the sky, essentially. Because they are meant to look, pretty domineering in their appearance. Because it's a temple to God, you have to be impressive, so to speak. So that is the main modification to the design of the layout itself. Now, with the extra space that we did get from shortening the build, I think I'm going to put a little garden on the side. Maybe because we are in a pretty rural place. There's not much over here apart from the diner and the mansion district. This is supposed to be pretty sparse, pretty rural. Like a little capture of nature around this all this urban development that's going on outside these kind of boundaries here. So I think that would be a nice little bit of storytelling. I think maybe we can put something underneath this church. I don't know. Again, it's all up to the future. Well, in the future, so to speak. So what I've got here is a color palette, which I think I may be going for. It really depends on what kind of style I want this to be. Now, if I do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. This is the general color palette I want. Now, I can't actually decide what kind of trim I want it to be, because this is just the main kind of wall of the church itself, and this is the wallpaper. I think I want it to be bright inside, so it's at least it's not like it's dark, dingy building. It is kept up somewhat, the best of their ability, which I will say. But I wonder if we could do either a Prismarine brick slab trim, or perhaps a copper trim. How's it look? Again, it looks pretty good. I just want to know how good it's actually going to look. So I think what I'm going to do, I'll start now. So what I'll do is, yes. So we're just going to bridge this along here. like so. So perhaps the main will be 2. This will be around 2. And then 3. 4. 5. Now the only thing. Wait, no, I put the wallpaper on. Oh no, we don't need that on the on the church wall, right? So that is essentially the gist of what we're doing here. I may change up the palettes somewhat just to kind of give it a bit more. I don't know. Oomph. Is that the right word? Oomph. Let's see here. Perhaps like clay blocks instead. Like so. Let's see how that looks. Not bad at all. I think that's what we'll do. For now, I think let's actually experiment with what we can actually use. Now, we could use dark prismarine, which was another option of mine. Now, this is the question of how it looks. Is the question. I think one thing is certain. This is going to be a very unique build. I think that is going to be certain. Whether it's bad or not, you know, this is one of the things of building. If it's bad, then we can always tear it down and restyle it. And you know, that's the joy of building, in my opinion. But I think what I'll do is I'll bring this around, so to speak. Put in the the walls, the windows, so to speak. I need to stop saying so to speak. I'll put in the tower. I think we'll work on that as well. I think that will be... Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'll see you after the short time lapse. And we are back from our time lapse. Now, before I show you anything at all, folks, I just want to say, if you do like what I do, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's greatly appreciated because, of course, it spreads my channel throughout the blessed YouTube algorithm. Of course, it spreads my content to you amazing, just fantastic people. Now, let's see what we've made so far. I have to say, this was a bit of a hard nut to crack, folks, because the idea of the church in and of itself was I wanted to make it look not traditional, but more of a retro atom punk aesthetic. I think I've just about nailed it with these lovely kind of Art Deco light features on the sides, and I think without all of these, it would just look like a regular church. But I just love how it just ties it all together, especially with the gradient here that I've made. I think that was a really good choice on my part, because I think without it, it would just look so bland. I'm gonna be honest, nobody likes grey, but with a little bit of gradient, it keeps getting lighter and lighter as it keeps going up, and that really kind of creates this not contrast, but it draws your eye in a certain way, which I like. There's a very monochromatic element to this build, but I think it's a good element in and of itself. Right, the tower has well, it's been started. The entrance is going to be a door, I believe. It could be a door or a door there where the actual entrance lies. I've just put this in here just to kind of seal it off for now. And what I've done here, I've made these wonderful little these little statues. I'm not sure if you played Fallout 4 or Fallout 3, but if you walk around the DC ruins or the Commonwealth, you'll find this really creepy Art Deco statues which are just everywhere. They're on highways or on buildings, and I thought it'd be really nice to kind of put these on here, like your retro futuristic gargoyles per se. I think they look really good. I really like how I used observers for little faces, because I think it's such a niche. Oh my god, my stutter today, folks, it is out of control. I really think it is such a detailed choice, especially I always use them for the kind of retro statues that I'm doing. But again, you could use any other block that kind of pertains to a face. For example, you could use a blast furnace, like so, or you could use a regular furnace, like so. Again, it still adds to that aesthetic, in my opinion. So what we're going to do now is, there is put out there, right, is we're going to build this up to a point where I think I'm happy with the height of the church itself. Now we've generally got the size of the main building here, which will have the obviously the worship, the offices, and of course where the Reverend will live. I think the Reverend will live in the tower. I want there to be a slightly off-putting element to it, because, you know, it's next to a graveyard. It's got to be at least a little bit creepy, you know, without being too mean to all churches. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this design up like so. Just bring it up like so, and this isn't too high. Now you have to put in the roof as well, so it's quite a good amount of space given, just to make some room for the roof and all that. So what I think we'll do is just bring this up. How big is this? 1 2 3 1 2 3. Excellent. So if we do it like so, now this has to have 2 blocks in between, one for the roof and one for the ground, the floor. So I think what we'll do is let us get another block. What can we use? We could use a stone. Again, that's a bit meh. I want it to really pop out. Now, ooh, smooth quartz. How's that like? Now I have to say, ooh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. So we do this on here as well. Now this isn't a flaw to anything, I don't think, at least not yet. This is just to bring the design down the tower. So what we can do, yeah, we can copy this up. So that is 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can do the same as we've done before, like so. Just bringing this along. There we go. Now, all we need to do now is just bring the acacia wood up. Now, I think the acacia wood as a choice for the tower is a really good design choice in general, because it kind of goes with the gradient. I actually forgot to tell you, I actually switched out the dark prismarine for the acacia wood for that exact reason, because it goes so well with the gradient. I think that's what was slipping me up in the start of the episode, because we had this wonderful kind of collection of clay and wool and obviously concrete, and the prismarine, it kind of clashed, in my opinion. I kind of went against the idea of that. Like, I wanted, if I was going to go monochromatic, then I was going to go all in. I don't want any at least no like dramatic color changes. That's why I'm still allowed to use the sea lanterns, because it's pretty much white in the center, but it has these wonderful kind of hints of cyan or teal, I think. So that's why I've put them there. Of course, they also make great Art Deco light placements, which I think are just amazing. Right, so you just bring these up like so. Just bringing it up. What we can do, we can actually use a structure block to copy these around, or copy these up. So how does that look? That looks pretty good. I think this is where the windows will be. Yeah, this is where the windows will be. Right. I'll make these full windows, like up from the floor to the roof. It'll be just pure window. So let us get the same kind of window design we've got over here. Now, of course, we could change this, and if I do feel that it's a bit drab, a bit boring, then I will change it. But for now, I like this design. It's very much, I don't know, it's very it's not like a painting, but by those paintings of glass, no, stained glass. Yes, those stained glass murals. Why did I say painting? Oh, jeez. Right. So is bring the stone brick wall up like so. Sorry, folks, my brain is melting today, as always. As always. Right, now that looks pretty good in my opinion. Anything else we could do to it? Now, I want to put some sort of kind of feature on the top. So what I'll do is I'll copy this up. 1 second. Let me get my trusty structure block out. So if we bring this out by 6 and bring it along by 9. Oh no, it's a lot longer than that. Say 12. Oh, 13. There we go. And then bring it up by 6, like so. No, we need one more. One more, folks. There we go. This calls floor. That's like my generic name for any kind of copy-paste structure that I'm, well, copying. We place it down, press load, put in floor. And well, it copies it perfectly. Now, what we've done, yeah, we've done it a bit too low. Let's knock it down a floor, shall we? Floor. There we go. Now, what we'll do is do it again. Like so. Yes, I love it. Now, with this tool, you kind of get to see the kind of general scope of the build that you want. You know, the general size, the shape, even the design of it. Where is the sun right now? Oh, the sun is setting. So I think well, before we get into the scope of darkness, that is night, let us I'm gonna shred this down because I think it's okay at 2, but any more would be a bit, I'll say ridiculous. Because, you know, a church is a church, but it can't handle all that weight. It would come crashing down. Right, let's see. Okay, right, let's remove all this, structure blocks, and how does that look? Oh, I like it. It's like, I mean, it looks a bit medieval, but it's this wonderful mix. Like, it's like retro gothic or something like that. I don't know if that's an actual real style, but I think it's working. The last thing I actually need to do is just to put something at the top. We need a centerpiece for the church, so I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll be able to show you after this short intermission. And we are back, folks. Honestly, I think the roof really ties it together. Honestly, let's just have a look at what we've done here. So I have done this kind of jutting out spire, and this obviously this is taken from the cathedral from Fallout 1, and I think it just really ties it all together. The retro statues, the general color palette. I will put more color in the interior itself, but I think as a build, this is a solid design. I was kind of dreading that this would be a disaster of a build, because you know, churches, they got the tower, they got the main building. Sometimes the connections don't really work between the two, but I think this is the perfect blend. I think the size is just the right amount that it doesn't look too ridiculous, but I really like how the spire just struts out. It kind of pokes out the building itself and into the sky, which I think is really good. Let me just well, the one thing I could do is just do this, make it look a bit more solid, like that. Ah, lovely. It looks almost like a crown on the church itself, which is not what I was going for, but it looks cool. I like it. I think it fits the aesthetic of the world itself, the kind of atom punk Fallout universe vibe. Obviously, when you go into Fallout, you see a lot of old churches, you know, because it's supposed to be the 50s or 50s kind of Americana, and it's very traditional looking churches. But I think this is a real kind of hit home to the classic Fallouts and the kind of styles that they used. And I want to kind of purvey that in the world itself. Not obviously Fallout 1, but, you know, a whole bunch of styles that I can put in and generally say that, hey, this looks good, I'm going to keep it for later. So that has been episode 33, I believe, of Constructing New Walden City. If you want to see the finished build, I will post this on Planet Minecraft. I do all of my stuff goes there, my tutorials, my builds, it all goes on Planet Minecraft. So if you want to see more stuff that I build, check the link on my channel page. If you do like this, then obviously like and subscribe. My name has been Dr. Wasabi. It just melts my heart knowing that you watch my videos, so thank you so much. Good evening, and of course, as always, God bless.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.